Hello, good evening, everyone. IRC is back with Formula One 2022 racing with our 10th season. Tonight, we have our Tier 3 drivers lined up for what will be their fifth race of the season, but it's the sixth round as per our league calendar. Just to brief our viewers about the previous week's mayhem in Tier 3, which basically took place in Miami. Shub Kumar and Good Days Bacon shook the audience as well as the commentators with a flying Hotlap in quali, setting up a flat 128 to secure the pole position. And even Good Days Bacon was really not far off that position as he missed the pole position just by 1,000 of a second. There wasn't pretty much anything to separate these two, but the race start was it kind of decided that Good Is Bacon took the lead and in the turn one itself, and he pretty much held that position till lap 25. But unfortunately, our lobby had crashed just then, and the coordination team tried their best to bring it back, but the time lost to the drivers was unfair, and like a decision was made at that moment that the race would be redone after the season. So we have our quali results. We have seen that in our stream. Shub Kumar gets another chance to hold that position, and we are definitely going to look forward to them racing here tonight in Monza. This is AB 2028, and with me co-commentating today is Alex, and our streamer tonight is Sai. Without wasting much time, let's move on to the track. Right? Two DRS zones with just 11 turns. Drivers are pretty much looking for a very aggressive setup tonight with very less or nil downforce. Turn one and Ascari is pretty much where the drivers are likely to win it. Let's move on to the hot lap.
Hello everyone and welcome on board a lap of Monza, the temple of speed as many would like to call it, and rightfully so with the amount of speed you're carrying through most of these straights. Now, starting your lap, exiting Parabolica, it's integral that you stick to the left-hand side, maximizing your distance to turn one, making sure you get those extra Ks in, also by opening up DRS as early as possible. Now, into turn one, be on the left-hand side, watch out for the 125-meter mark, break in a straight line, down to second gear, up to third, early apex for the second corner, short shift on the exit to make sure you get a good avoid wheel spin if you can, though it's quite hard to mitigate that around the circuit. Hug the inside of Curb the Grande like it's your favorite grandma, minimizing the distance to the next line and maximizing the track limits. Now 100-meter mark for Della Roger chicane. Gingerly over these curbs, make sure you prioritize minimum speed over exit speed. Let's move on. Flick the car in, use the momentum of the car, stick to the left-hand side using all the track as possible. Let's move to same approach, but make sure you get a good exit. Avoid the AstroTurf if you can in the race because it is extremely slippy and can catch you off guard quite easily. Watch out for the DRS board as you're approaching Ascari. Stick to the right hand side, breaking at 100-meter board, downshift to fifth gear, decimating both the curves on the inside and the outside here. Make sure your momentum is up high and use all the track on the right hand side as you can. Maximize your lap time. Approaching the final corner for the circuit. Parabolica, very famous one, 50-meter board, turn in as early as possible. Make sure you carry enough speed on the entry and the exit and stick to the inside as you can minimize your distance in line, making sure you can gain lap time by that, and that completes a lap of Monza circuit.
What a wonderful hot lap there by Moto. Coming back to where we were, co-commentating today with me is Alex. Alex, how are you tonight?
Hi, ABD. I'm very good. Very excited to see what this race brings us, what these Tier 3 drivers can do. As we saw last race, which was unfortunately abandoned, these drivers are on it. They have very good pace, very similar to the Tier 2, which Shub Kumar's last pole lap, I think, was very close, in fact, to our Tier 2 pole lap, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it really was. Both of them actually were very close, and even Godis Bacon had a great time there. Let's come back to our round six tonight. Just gonna brief everyone that tonight's format is it's a sprint weekend. So the format for today is it's a one shot quali followed by a sprint race and then 50% race, and we can see that the OSQ is almost underway. There's it's definitely raining, and by looks of it, it is Inters for away. And yes, the OSQ has already started. The weather forecast shows uh, the weather forecast is currently we are having issues, but as of now, Miss is leading the OSQ for now. Aid a dead shot, making it for P3 right now. He's in a good position as of now. The Miss brings it in the turn one itself. Can we have the track map itself? And he is already down to P20. Slowy Red is up ahead with on P1, and Archit is just a little bit, except for Archit, who does have the purple sector too as of now. But Swagger Turbo finally went a bit of track, but he did not lose time on that. And we are having issues with. Oh, it looks like our streamer has
Oh,
disconnected. Sai, can you join back the lobby?
well, Swagger was on a really good lap as well, so I hope it's just our streamer and not a lobby glitch like last time.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, the way the lobby was underway and the OSQ is pretty much completed with our or with or without our streamer. But yeah, we just have to wait till see what the grade order is going to be after that OSQ. And that let's talk about the qualifying tonight because it's a sprint weekend. There is point for the sprint race and even for the main race, it's going to matter tonight with drivers having pretty much similar setups. Just pretty much not. I don't think there's going to be very much difference in setups, but uh, yeah, I think that is why the qualifying is very important for today. Today.
Yeah, you summed it up very well. I don't think there will be any difference in setup. 0-0 maximum will be 0-2. I don't think they'll go any higher than that. Tire pressures are probably all that is going to be different here. And maybe the ride heights, the rain, wet weather already catching out a few drivers as we saw completely miss his breaking point into turn one. These little things can decide your fate quite a lot, especially in one shot qualifying where you have just one chance at setting a lap.
Yes, definitely. Very well said there. We are basically waiting for our streamer to join the lobby back, and the stream should be up away, and we should have a glance of the weather again because the OSQ was wet. If the race as well as sprint race is dry, I think the drivers are probably gonna go for the dry setup there. We are unaware about the weather as of now, so we cannot say if the drivers are on a wet setup or hybrid one. We're just gonna find out soon. Yeah. Oh no, I think it looks like you have disconnected again.
I
Sai, can you rejoin the lobby again? Yeah. I did have a glance on the standings there, and it looked like the drivers were on wet stint there, right? If I'm not wrong, Alex. But the rain wasn't heavy, but I think the game suggested to that the wets are the fastest tires as of now.
Well, I mean, do we really want to trust this game anymore?
It's probably the uh, what do we say? It's probably the interchanging period where it's just at the start of wets and yeah.
I think it's, yeah, maybe still grip on the dries, maybe DRS is still enabled. Well, we just have to wait and see who, if it is indeed interchangeable conditions, who goes on to the inters first, who pulls the trigger first, does it pay out, does it not pay out? It's this time is all that can tell. Now we just sit and wait as Sai attempts to reconnect to the lobby so we can get on with Monza action, which all of you have been waiting for.
Yeah, just a couple of minutes more probably. And as of now, I believe the sprint race would be underway. Um, don't go anywhere. because the action is not over. It's just starting actually, because the turn one is gonna be chaos, and we do not wanna miss it for sure for the main race. Uh, the From what we had seen, the OSQ, even till sector 2, there were a lot of drivers changing their positions. Even from top P15, there were drivers coming back up to P1. So by looks like it was very close qualifying between up until P15, I would say.
Yeah, I didn't really catch the grid order, but I think it would be close because everyone was shifting up and down, left and right, all throughout till we got to Ascari where the stream died. But I think it should still be very, very close.
Yes, true. Okay, well, we have the update on the lobby. Unfortunately, the lobby had crashed from the hosts, and so the lobby is up, and we are going to have the OSQ once again. So, yeah, we have not missed the action, but I'll tell you what, the weather is pretty much going to be the same as what it was at our first lobby. So we know for sure that it's going to be the wet OSU, and we'll have to wait and to see how the weather goes on for sprint and race as well.
Well, definitely does give another chance to all those who did make mistakes on their initial quali lap. Maybe they got some time to maybe one final attempt at a practice lap here in Monza, suss out their breaking points in the inter conditions on turn one, especially where we saw a couple of drivers make that fatal error going deep into turn one, which will definitely lose them at least half a second.
Yeah, the drivers are definitely going to be punished here with just 11 turns. Each of the turn, just getting consistent or getting a consistent good or better exit on each of those turns matter, because the drivers are going to be punished by probably a half a tenth, half a second, or if they just get on the curve, get on the sausage curve or something.
Yeah, they have to be really careful with what they do because the cubs here do bite, and when they bite, they really, really chomp on you. If you don't get it right, you will be off into the gravel because, well, this track is very well known for all its gravel traps and how the curbs can spin you out on this game. It's very dangerous, especially if you don't know where to.
Break. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's a very valid point there. We are definitely going to have two race starts, that is the sprint and our main race. So the turn one is going to be chaos by that means, because the driver probably which is in the mid pack is it has to be aware of the situation. He need not brake hardly, but I would say just let go of the throttle very early, a bit early, so your car just
Well,
sails, and you're not making a move, or you're not even slowing it down. You're just sailing along, and you just cruise till the end of as you make the turn two.
yeah, getting past turn one is without a broken wing or a beaten up car is definitely what you want. You definitely don't want to be out of contention pretty much for the race if you have a red front wing by the end of turn one, because as we know, this turn one is a very high speed braking point. Going at really high speeds before you brake, and it is very tight, especially with the wider cars for this year in 2022. It is going to be the main objective for the start, not breaking your front wing.
Yes, definitely. In the sprint race, you just cannot afford to, pit for another new set of wings as well as tires. And even with the wing damage, you're not, you just can't keep on moving. You're just gonna lose time. So it's neither here nor there. But in the end, the bottom line is pretty much that you are going to lose the time. You just have to be careful. And we do have another update. We are just waiting for one more of our driver to join the lobby, and our OSQ should be underway in a minute or two.
Yeah, let's hope everyone makes turn one properly this time. Any updates on what the race weather in sprint race weather is?
No, not yet, but again, we just have to wait till
Ah,
lobby is up. We are definitely going to set it as the same that we had in our first lobby start.
okay, then it's definitely a wet OSQ then, and just waiting on the lobby to start right now.
Let's go back to the Miami race last week that was taken. What a bit of entertainment that we had from the Tier 3 drivers. A lot of overtakes that took place, lot of chaos as well. And we did have one safety car within that period, and the weather was just perfect with like rain incoming in the last 25% of the race. That is like about 10 laps. Uh,
Yeah, certainly. Last race was indeed very entertaining, much more than I thought Miami would be. It was definitely everyone driving at the limit. We had overtakes all over the track, up and down, everywhere. No one was giving 1 inch.
yeah, well, there was a lot of incidents as well, and the stewards are probably happy that the race got cancelled, and even it gives a chance for all of the drivers to there was a simulation of the league race. Everyone is going to know what they can do to improvise from what they had done in the previous race, wherever they have lagged, and this is a perfect chance. And the driver, whoever improvises on his mistake, is gonna be coming out way ahead.
Yeah, definitely. If they make sure they do the same things they did last time, I think a lot of them have a chance to be there in that top 5, top 10 battle.
Can we have an update of Sai? Is the lobby up, or do we have the 20 people? Okay, thank you for that. So again, we are waiting for the one person to join back our lobby, and we should be underway. But just the problem with the format as of now is that if he is not in the lobby right now, he's gonna miss the qualifying, that is the sprint race as well as OSQ, and he would be starting at the last position in the race. So we're just gonna wait for a few minutes, giving him time to join back, and then we should be underway.
If he manages to somehow, if he doesn't show up and they decide to start, will he, if he joins within the OSQ, will he get to do the sprint or does he go directly to the race?
Well, if he joins in mid OSQ, he will be joining in the mid race. Yeah, he will be joining at the race start. Yeah.
Well, let's hope if worst comes to worst, one shot quali is all he misses.
Yeah, hopefully. Uh, the weather is keeping us on full suspense there. The perfect scenario here would be, having a wet OSQ and then again a wet sprint race and probably have a dry race here. So, like about 10 laps, they're gonna go for wet race, probably inters or wets, whatever it is. And then they have to drive for about 27 laps on the dry stint.
Yep. Well, let's Hope that's how it is for the sake of these drivers, especially going into turn one on lap one of both the sprint and the race. Main race itself, I mean, wet means, of course, they have lesser grip, which means they will need to be extra careful on top of what they already have to be, this being Monza and all.
Yes, while we have the time, while we are waiting on the lobby to be up again, we'll just go by the standings that is as of now for the tier 3. The constructor standings is very close between the top three, the teams that is McLaren holding the top position at 132 points right now. The two of the McLaren drivers are not an influencer and Lean Sipper there. We did see not an influencer getting good qualifying sessions in pretty much 3 of the rounds that we had. And yeah, his qualifying and the race pace was in no doubt, but we unfortunately did not get to see much from him in the Miami race. Yeah. Yeah, glad to hear, Sai. Can you just shift to the in-game stream? Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that interruption. And yes, we are underway with our OSQ. We're going to wait for the drivers to load their setup again, load their strategy again. Well, it is OSQ, so it's pretty much just the testing that I have to be focused on. And while they do that, we'll just go back to the constructor standing that we were talking about. Aston Martin holding the second position there with just 2 points behind the McLaren, and even Mercedes is not that far. They're just 10 points away from Aston Martin with 120 points that they have right now.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah, this is really close stuff with the constructors, especially the top three. I think Williams could also make a late charge into this if they get consistent results from now on.
yes, well, the timer is out and the OSQ should be up and away in few seconds. We can see the rain droplets, and it is for sure. It has to be the Inters, the perfect stint for now. We're just waiting for the lobby to be up and moving again. I believe we are waiting for a few of the drivers to make their setup. It probably was a stint. Yeah, Sai. Yeah, fine. Yeah, we can see that the drivers are on Inters and they have loaded their setups and they just have 20 seconds to make any changes if they do want to.
Well, 15 seconds of these guys planning on how they manage turn one this time. I keep saying talking about turn one, but well, we also have the infamous Ascari where a lot of people will be invalidating times if they are not extremely careful right now.
And again, we go off. OSQ is underway. Miss again leading the pack there. Mohan MR9 making his way back into league racing after two races, missing out 2 races, and he is up near P3. We finally the drivers reach the turn 1 and 2, and we see Uday leading the pack as of now. That's that's surprising to see, and even the McLaren drivers good is Bacon. The PS drivers. 1 and 2 of McLarens are as of now holding the position P1 and 2, and the sector 1 is completed. They are into Delarue, and the good is baking having those consistency there. We see a lot of drivers shifting positions. Shubh Kumar is gaining positions as of now, but we saw Swagger Turbo lose about 5 positions in the sector 1 itself. He is down to P10. Good is Bacon not going to leave that position. He is holding that position and just not giving anyone any room to get that position from him. Shubh Kumar makes his way back onto P2 as of now, battling with Slowy Red in the Ferrari there, and they are very close. And Shubh Kumar momentarily got on to P1 there. He is leading as of now the OSQ, and Ace Scoop has retired. It's probably the damage that he has gone in Ascari and into the final turn, the parabolic curve. The Shubh Kumar is currently leading the OSQ, and he is definitely going to get the pole position.
Wow, that was a very, very late charge from Shub Kumar, wasn't it? I think he was somewhere P5 or something, and then he
Yes, definitely. In the sector one itself, he was down to P5, P7, and then he kept on gaining that positions. I'm not sure if Curtis Bacon lost the time or whether it was Shub Kumar who was charging down, but the time difference between both of them is very good. Like it's just zero point 0.2 seconds off. Yeah, that's a great lap time there in the Inters, and we see Gores Pekin getting the P2, similar qualifying for Miami, Ritesh getting P3 for the Alfa Romeo, AQQ on the McLaren's P4, Uday P5, Red Bull driver finally having a great quali as of now, P6. Chloe Red P7 Swagger Turbo making it up to P8. Lynn Sipper and Mohan completes our top half of the grid. Mohan racing for the Red Bull driver. They do need those championship constructor points here. They are also in the battle for the WCC.
yeah, they definitely need, especially I think Red Bull driver really needs a good result this weekend to get his confidence back because I think he's had a few incidents up and down the field for the last few races and still managed to get in the points, most of them.
Very unlucky and unfortunate incidents, that is. Yeah, he was pretty much unfortunate to be in the wrong place, wrong time. Well, we saw that it's still raining, and I think it's the sprint race weather that was shown to us. We just have to wait and see. Yes, it is the sprint race weather. It is still raining here in Monza, and the drivers are still going to hold on to those inters. It's probably a fresh set of inters, but yeah, it's still the inters. I think this might be good enough for wets as well, but yeah, we'll just wait to see on what's in the drivers are. We're waiting for the lights to go out. Our sprint race. And yeah, it becomes its lights out, and away we go. The car's deciding not to move. But yeah, finally they will go. Shiv Kumar gets a good start here. We just have to see whoever makes it ahead in the turn one. And yeah, good is Beacon already charging down. He has the inside. He has more advantage than Shiv Kumar. Shiv Kumar gets a bit of contact. He's wide off the track. He has to join in a safe manner. He's already down to P3. Slowly Red gaining that position off from him. And AKQ is up to P4. Swagger Tabu making most of the start. He is up by 3 positions, already up to P5. Uday battling it for it. And yeah, AKQ is just happy that he's holding the position there. Good as Bacon has got the lead, and we see another contact. AKQ has to go wide and cut the corner, but does not get a time warning. We'll just have to see if there was any advantage gained. And we see people getting another corner cutting penalties. That is Contenton getting 3 seconds time penalty. And we see Swagger Turbo is already into the gravel. He has to make a safe join again, waiting for the drivers to go, and he is down to P12, whereas Mamuka driver, Red Bull driver, and Mohan made it good, but Mohan has dropped down positions and he is down to P16 and even losing more positions there. The top 5 positions are pretty much settled as of now. We see yellow flags in Sector 2, and Ritesh has lost 10 positions. He was on P3 and he's down to P10. Can we go on board to see if he has wing damage? Well, we do not have the data as of now. Our in-game telemetry is not working, but we see Gore's Bacon keeping the lead. All the drivers as of now are on wets, and Alfa Romeo keeping that position. He got the position from Mighty Owl. Bit of contact. Both of them had going wheel to wheel, and we see drivers. One of the driver pit, and Ritesh is up to P12 as of now. And yeah, speeding into pit lane. Miss has lost traction, I believe, in the parabolic, and there is 3 drivers into the pits, probably with the wing damage. We are already into the lap 2, and the top 7 drivers are pretty much in a good space. They have about 1 second gap between each of them, but we do see that the bottom half of the pack is fighting for each of the positions as of now.
Yeah, that was a very, very chaotic start.
I will see that is that AQK. AQK has lost traction. He was I think his ERS was in on, and he got the curb. The right height pretty much not enough for him to make the turn, and he definitely had a contact with the ball. I see that he does not has his left end plate, and we can confirm that he has damage on his left wing, and that is going to cost him very much of a time. AQK.
Well, this is what I said before the race started. The ride height and the curb. That is going to be probably the only thing that is going to be different with the setups, and I think that's not gone well for AKQTQJ1013.
Yeah, in this column, AQK as of now, Red Bull ka driver, knowing that he has wing damage because he definitely saw the car go into the wall straight up, and he is definitely on. He has definitely kept his eyes on for that position. He just has to wait for the perfect moment, wait for him to make a mistake, and he just has to go past him. And we see did he break there? I'm not sure, but they do go side by side. Both of them keeping good distance, but Mamuka driver got the curb and through goes Lean Sipper. He's already about zero point 0.6 seconds ahead of Red Bull driver. The Red Bull driver not having enough space. He had to go on the sausage curb, thereby losing time. And AQT is holding that position, and he goes wide off, and that was the time for Red Bull driver to make the position. He went on to the gravel. Red Bull driver looking again for that position, but he does not have enough track because we are already on the Scotty, and we see that shot and break test him, and Red Bull driver is again in the unfortunate incident. We see yellow flags, but there is no safety car, so it is VSC as of now. And another unfortunate incident for Red Bull driver there. It was a bit chaotic. It could not see that shot. He just came out of nowhere, and well, that's hard to judge. But what I saw is like, I don't think Red Bull driver could have reacted to that. And we see AQK going into the pits, 5-second time penalty. So he's definitely going for the wing change there.
I think he saw his opportunity of losing a little less time under VSC, and I think he's confident with the 16-second gap to contended Mink. Oh no, never mind. It's just I say that he's gone down all of them.
People not seeing that the delta and the more point gets drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC, and his race goes from bad to worse. He had lost 6 positions from the qualifying, and he is already down to 70 P17, and he also has to serve the VSC, the drive-through. We see AQT coming out of the pits. It's green flags. The racing is back on. We see Good is making the most out of the race restart. He has the time advantage that he has already gained, and he is up and away from Shubh Kumar, who had lost the position because of the small contact that happened, and he had to go wide. Just a bit unfortunately, unfortunate, but yeah, his wings are fine. We can see that he's charging up, and we see Deadshot making charge on the ghosted E-Dog. I believe he is disconnected, but yeah, Deadshot should be able to get that position by the end of Parabolic. There he is spamming that ERS because the dirty air is not good for him.
Yeah, I think these guys are just trying to. I think after that chaos, it was like Mamukar's Admi had a very hard incident there. I'm surprised it was not a full course safety car for some reason. But
and we see, I think it's Mr. Raut who has bent it again in the turn 7, at the end of turn 7 out there, and yeah, we see him on the right side. He has lost his right wheel, and he is out of the race, and that is safety car.
oh, I jinxed it again. Let's go.
Well, that's 2 of the AlphaTauri creating some action here in the wet race that we have tonight. 2 of the drivers have already DNF, that is Red Bull driver and Mr. Raut there. Good is Bacon had a good lead, but yeah, he's gonna have to do it again for the final few laps. He's probably gonna be racing for I believe 2 laps. We just have to wait and see. And Good is Bacon is making his way up to the safety car. He's in just in sector 3, and hopefully none of the drivers as of now has wing damage, and we see some good action again. We do see that Uday has a time penalty. It's probably 3 seconds for the corner cutting that happened in the the lap one. Yeah, it is 3 seconds, and that just because the safety car is out now, the drivers are going to be very close, and it's the racing is going to be for about 2 laps. And yeah, it's going to be very hard for him to hold that. It's probably impossible for him to hold that position, but we just have to see how many positions he loses there. Jinan making most out of the safety car as well. All the incidents that were happening, and we see him up to P5 there. Good for the Aston Martin there.
Yeah, I think Acer Scoop also has a drive-through for. I'm not sure if it was for this safety car or it was the last VSC, but that is definitely going to put him in last position if the move point is able to catch up to the safety car queue.
Yeah, I believe it was for this safety car because in the last it was just the move point, and he has fortunately served that drive through, and yeah, he is back in the racing again. He's just gonna wait for the drivers to join the queue, join the safety car queue. Ace Scoop gets a 5 second speeding in pit lane. Sir, you cannot serve your drive through under the safety car. I just hope he is not doing that right now, and well, he's definitely gonna get the answer to that because you just cannot serve the drive through under safety car.
I think this has done nothing but relegate him definitely to last position. I don't think there's any chance unless of course there are going to be incidents with ahead in the remaining 2 laps. Oh, okay. But yeah, I think that is a confirmed P18 for Aces Scoop at this point. It's a shame.
Yeah, just unfortunate. And we see drivers going comparatively very slow, even though they have already caught up to the safety car. I believe this is something that they have to learn by now. Under safety car, you're not racing. You just have to change or shift that mentality.
Yeah, I mean, you're just making it dangerous for everyone around you because, well, they're all going at very slow speeds and they expect everyone else to be going at those same speeds. If you're not following that, it is definitely going to hinder their thought procedure at that point in time.
Yeah, definitely. But looks like it. Shubh Kumar can make it to top 3 of the sprint race. Point system for us is pretty much same as what we have in F1. The first position gets 8 points, and the 8th position gets 1 point. It's a 1 point difference between all of them. Speaking constructor-wise, Ferrari is on for a huge amount of points tonight if they are able to hold this momentum in the main race.
I think we should appreciate Slowy Red. I think he's also a reserve driver who's really shown up today for Ferrari. I know his points won't. I don't think they count for the constructors because he's a reserve. Is he?
Yeah, it doesn't count, but Ace Scoop is going again into the pits.
My God.
Somebody has to tell him that you cannot serve the drive-through when you're in the pits. Yeah, we do not see him change his wings. We see him serve his 5 seconds. Okay, well, that's a good move, but the safety car is in this lap, so I'm not sure where that puts him again, losing 5 seconds or, joining back the grid.
Yeah.
It's hard for him because he has a drive through to serve, and we did get the notification that the safety car is going to be in this lap. We have a couple of laps of racing left, giving Shubh Kumar a chance to gain that position back or at least come up to P2 there. And Ace Scoop has finally decided to retire. I'm not sure. Can we go on board? No, I don't think we can go on board. But yeah, I'm not sure if he has retired on track. But yeah, the safety car is in. We are waiting for Godis Vacant to start, and we see a couple of drivers almost side by side. And yeah, we can see Godis Vacant has gone away, and Slow is able to react to that, but Uday is not. We see someone overtaking under yellow flags, getting 5 second time penalty. Mohan as well joins the club. Godesbecken is able to hold the lead. Slow is red, and Uday are very close, but they maintain some gap, and Shub Kumar is already up to that position P3 there, but gets. He gets some contact, and he just decides to hold on for a few more seconds. And as of now, our stream has stopped, and we see Ritesh getting 5 second time penalty for corner cutting. Is it just lagged for me, or is it for you as well, Alex?
Yep, it is the same for me. But I think Ritesh is going to be really disappointed after qualifying P3 and ending up P12 with these penalties. I think that is going to really deter him. And his thoughts on the race and how the sprint race went.
Well, yeah, we do not have any communication with our streamer as of now. I hope his electricity is fine. We just have to wait to see. We just have to wait to find out.
Yep.
Yeah, we just have to find out an update on this, and I'm not sure if you're live.
Well, Asus Scoop, if you're live, then Asus Scoop's mechanic sure did have their practice session for the race. His pit crew definitely had their practice for the race.
Yep, we have black screen. Sai, if you're there, can you go back in the game?
Well, these things happen.
I
Sai
think we
is
are
there.
back. Sai is back. Can you, if you're in the lobby, can you switch to the game mode? Okay, we have an update on the stream. Our streamer unfortunately had a game crash, so we are just gonna wait. We're gonna need a couple of minutes. Well, yeah, his game is up and away, and he should be joining the lobby again. It was very close as the lobby, as the safety car restart there. Just couple of laps there. We saw Shub Kumar making the loop, move on for the P3 there. But yeah, he had the wheel to wheel contact again, which he just lost a bit of traction there, and even the speed there. He decided to back out. This is what we had seen the just before our stream, just before the game had crashed.
Well, backing out was definitely the right decision because you have just one more lap of racing and you don't want to lose this few positions. The P4 that he had, I don't think he
We
should risk that.
Very well said there. He did not have to go for the move, but yeah, because the 3 second time penalty would have gotten him for P3. He does not has to take the risk, but if it's a clean move, it's a possibility. Then he can definitely go for it, and even aim for the P2 because he did have pace. It was just for the unfortunate incident in the lap one that he had. He just lost some good amount of seconds there to the leader.
Yeah, and further, I think he wouldn't have even tried to make the move even if he could because it is still an unnecessary risk because they already had a 3 second penalty. But yeah, I think he could have caught up to slowly red if he did try to make the move.
Yeah, yeah. Just cannot get the Red Bull car drivers incident out of my head. Let's talk about the unfortunate events that he has already in this season. The number of times he has been involved in such unfortunate events where it's pretty much not his mistake. But yeah, I think the car positioning, I'm just saying in general, not pointing out, but yeah, the car positioning and the timing, I mean, nailing the apex is all that it matters because you should not just give enough room for the driver behind to think that you can try for the drive form there or something.
Yeah, you have to leave enough space so that there is space for him and it's not unfair on him, but you don't want to leave too much space where you mess up your own line and can't take the optimal line for yourself as well, because that is just inviting them in to make the move.
Yeah. Sai, if you are in the lobby, can we switch to the in-game? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are on it. We're just gonna wait probably for 1 minute. In a minute, we should be up again, and it should be the race start that we would be joining up for. The sprint race by now should have been completed, but yeah, you have to see the weather again for the race. We again, the suspense is killing us.
Well, let's. We still don't know if it's a wet race or not, and if it is, then what are the strategies going to be? If it is mixed conditions, if it's just a wet race completely, maybe inters to wets. As we saw, sprint race was fully wet tires. This is very suspenseful.
Yes, our wait is over, and by looks like it, the sprint race is over, and we are waiting for the drivers probably to tweak their setup, and the race should be. Yeah, we are waiting for the drivers to tweak their setup, to load their strategies as well, to set the strategy as well, and we see it is dry, and just as we hope that it would be the wet OSQ, wet sprint, and the dry stint for the main race, the hybrid setup kicking in. Right now, we see most of the drivers on the mediums, which is the ideal strategy, I would say. Having with that load of fuel, hards is not the ideal tires to start here. But let's see how the drivers have in their mind.
Yeah, it is hard. So definitely, you don't want to be on those hards, especially on the start with full fuel loads. It's definitely not going to give you the grip you want for the start. Unlike maybe softs, even softs would be a better option in my opinion compared to the hards. At least even with them not lasting long enough, I think softs are still the better option.
Well, yeah, we saw AP E-Dog joining the lobby. He was disconnected in the sprint race, and just as that happened, we have also seen that Swagger Turbo has left the session. We are going to wait for him again, probably for a minute, and the drivers are not going to ready up till then. Hopefully, this is going to give Swagger enough time that he is able to take control of his car uh, at the race start itself.
Well, let's hope it does because I think there is a glitch with the game that it doesn't let you take control until after the red lights pass, and the game often gives you a head start, which is now a rule in our league that you will have to give back the positions within 3 laps, which on this circuit is going to be a little hard, or face a 10-second time penalty, which could pretty much, as we saw in the sprint race, there could be a last moment safety car, and that 10 seconds could relegate you down to the bottom position without. I mean, you could be in P1 and still get that 10 seconds and lose all those positions.
Well, yeah, coming to the setup, which is pretty much the important thing, we have to get back to the drivers. We have to know on what setup they are because the qualifying is, like we had discussed earlier, the qualifying is important because the the main race, pretty much everyone is on the same setup, and that makes the qualifying more important. Each position matters here itself. Probably not a high. People with the hybrid setup are gonna lose time right now, and people with dry setup are gonna gain time. But the question is, are all of them on dry setup?
Well, that certainly is the question. Let's hope they are, because otherwise they're definitely going to lose a big chunk of time on the main straight and the back straight, and well, pretty much all the straights, which is the entirety of this lap, to be honest.
Yeah. So we saw that Swagger Turbo has joined the lobby. We're just gonna give probably about 30 seconds before we should be readying up, and the race should be underway.
Yep, let's hope for no more lobby glitches this time. Do we have confirmation that it is a completely dry race, or
No, we don't. But by looks like it, I think is for 18 laps it should be safe because we do not see. It's not cloudy as now. You can see good amount of shadows, and yeah, I think it's for at least for 18 laps there is no race, but we'll have to wait and find out the exact weather for the race.
Well, this game can be very unpredictable as we've seen on this server itself, on this league, in these races. Let's just hope nothing ruins the race for the drivers this time as we did last time.
Yeah, we see the timer running 15 seconds to go, and we do have the update on the race weather. The rate is completely dry for the 27 laps.
Well, that is good information for those who are running a completely dry setup. And if you are running a hybrid setup, I don't think that's a very good
Yeah,
news for you.
well, it's five lights and lights out, and away we go. Good is Bacon making the most out of the start. Again, Slow is able to react to that. Uday Kumar making the move, getting that position back from Shubh Kumar. Shubh Kumar is losing positions right now on the straight, and Slow is red. Inside, we see a lot of Coast and the Mercedes and Aston Martin are almost lapping to on each other, and somehow they has gotten the lead. Oh, pretty much chaos in the start, and we see yellow flag and VSE people cutting the corners, and VSE is out already in the turn one, and there is the two DNFs, Content and Mink losing the second. Mighty Owl, I think he lost in the start itself. Vinay is has to slow down because it is yellow flags and lot of penalties coming in, lot of action going on here. I'm not able to react to what has happened. Oh, the good is Wigan has lost a position in turn one itself. Slow is red has lost a position. He is down to P3. Jinan making the most out of it, and yeah, the VSE is out because yeah, VSC is cancelled because it's full safety car. The safety car is deployed right now. People with damage can think about pitting. Can we have the tire data? We see that not many people have lost much position. It's just like one or two positions that they have lost. Very interesting strategy from Good Uzbek, and he is on Haas, and I think that makes sense why he had lost to the start of Uday.
Yeah, I think the mediums is probably the best tie you want to start on, considering they go for.
Unfortunate for Shub Kumar, he
Oh no!
has to pit, and I think that is the wing damage kicking in, and that is his positions lead. Everything gone. He has to go for the hearts, I believe. Yeah, he has to go on the hearts, but that I'll tell you what, the hearts are not gonna last for the whole race, and he has to pit again. He's gonna definitely hope that there is another safety car, probably around lap 16 to 20, where he can get a free pit stop. Otherwise, this race is pretty much done for him. And the second Mercedes driver, that is Swagger Turbo, also has to pit. We saw him along with I believe G-Nan there side by side, and yeah, unfortunate for him that he had gotten the contact there.
Yeah, I think these Swagger, Shub Kumar, and all the guys who just pit from mediums onto hards are definitely just going to stick it out and then go on to softs probably at the end, because the softs can do a good chunk of laps over here compared to other tracks, because well they just are going straight mostly. Oh,
Yeah, the cold hard tires kicking in. It's the softs. It's gonna take time to get the temperature kick in. Mighty Al has disconnected. No, well, he has DNF. So yeah, he decides to leave the lobby. Moo Point having interesting strategy. Just as Alex was saying, he decides to go on the soft tires now, and he's probably gonna hold on to these for 8 laps or something. Probably they hoping that a safety car comes at lap 10 and he can go for the hards again, making it till the end of race.
yeah, having done a few race runs on the softs, I think you can stretch it maximum up to lap 12 or 13 before they start completely dying off and stop offering you the benefit of any grip whatsoever. I think he's just going to go on to hards on after lap 10 anytime. because I think Hard should be able to do 17 laps. I mean, the softs can do 10 laps. They definitely can do 17 laps. He might go bold and decide maybe, yeah, I'm last anyway. Why not just stick on the mediums and hope for a little more pace? Well, we just see what he does.
Well, yeah, let's just have a look on the grid again because we see that people. Oh, interesting to see Swagger Turbo decides to pit again. Is he deciding to go for the
Oh,
hards again? And no, well, he is just out there with
mediums.
mediums and it shows 1 lap. I'm not sure if that is right because if he has pit, it should be 0 laps. And I'm
No,
not sure what happened there. I think he switched it back to mediums, his
yeah,
old
he
mediums.
switched back to his first mediums.
Ah, yeah. I think that makes sense, but
Yep.
I'm not sure on what stint he was earlier on. But yeah, he decides to pit. And he was on the hards. Okay, think he could have stuck on to it, and we're not sure why he decided to pit. Probably wing damage or not, but yeah, we'll just go through the grid as of now again. We see Jinan uh, started on hards, but he gained 2 positions, and that too from medium runners there. That is interesting to see there. He's the only driver with hards, in the top. I mean, making it from the mid pack to the top 4 there. And Mohan also has made a good start there. He also gained about 5 positions. Ace Scoop, who had not a great sprint race, was I think AP18. He decided to retire in the ending few laps, and he is up on to P10, utilizing his mediums there. He did gain positions from those 4 of the hard runners they were between, and it looks comparatively the Ferrari is in good position. We see 2 of them in top 3. Alpine is there, and even the Haas of Williams is there in P7, AP8, and even the 2 teammates of Haas are just back with the alternate strategy. We see, I think that can work comparatively better for them than the Williams themselves.
Being part of the, I was about to say maybe Slowy Red can get ahead of Good as Bacon on the safety start and then help his teammate out, but I can see the Ferrari VC and Uday is not in it. So they're both completely on their own. They cannot use the fact that they're in the same team to help Uday maybe extend his gap to Good as Bacon because, well, Good as Bacon is on hards and he's on mediums.
And there's a retirement here in between the safety car. It's Moo Point who is on softs, and he has lost it just before a Delaroche there. And well, we do not have a view of that, but he is out of the race as of now. It's 17 drivers on the grid. The safety car should be in this lap, and we should be getting in the notification soon as the safety car crosses Ascari.
Oh my, I think the move point. Okay, yeah, well, the safety car is in this lap. We got the notification right now. Move point has had a really bad weekend, even with the sprint race. I think he had a drive through. It's just a shame. This is just a weekend to forget for him for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It all comes down to Uday, who is leading the pack, who is in charge of the safety car restart now. He has the advantage of the fastest stint there. He is on mediums, whereas the 3 cars behind him is on hards. It all comes again in turn 1 with the cold tires pretty much. I believe they're gonna be cold in like probably 80 degrees at max if they start weaving now, and it comes down to Uday who, when he starts, and the drivers have to be aware on lookout and just react very fast to it. And we see Uday is already out, and the drivers are making the parabolic, and Good as Bacon is able to definitely react to that. And top 5 are already underway, but we see E-Dog and Lean Seeper are very close to each other, P8, P7, and they do. E-Dog is able to get the position from him. Good as Bacon losing the position to Slowy Red, and Slowy does not make the turn 2. And we see a Swagger Turbo DFing in the background. He did not make that turn. And even Shub Kumar in the Mercedes has lost a position. He is wide off the track. He is down to P16. His race goes from bad to worse. Jinan again charging. He has gained the position. He is up to P 2. Good is Bacon losing the position just into turn 7. He is down to P4 right now. Mohan missing the turn there, although he is alone. And now he is at the back of the grid. Lean Sipper, who had lost a position to E-Dog at the race start, is now up to P5. There is very much changes in the grid already, and we are just in sector 2. You see both the Haas together, they have gained one position, and we can see that Deadshot is already up to P6, and he is charging on to Lean Zipper. But again, we see some chaos in the background. It's just at the end of a Ascari. Mr. Raut has been disqualified because he was just trying to correct his car, but he is very slow to do so. Vinay does not have wing, and Mr. Raut is down to P20. Ritesh gets a 5-second time penalty in speeding in pit lanes. Oh, and another contact between both the Haas. 8 will lose his wing. Miss has to cut the corner because of the contact. He's not able to make the turn, and he's waiting for not gain advantage. And oh my God, Miss does not have enough traction. Red Bull, the driver, somehow managed to avoid that, and he is. I hope his wings are safe, but he is alive. So much chaos that the race director has to finally say that the safety car is going to be out.
Oh, what is this mess? It has just been complete mess. Uday was the only one who had actually nothing to say except for that start where Goodis Bacon was catching on him, but well, we see Goodis Bacon has fallen down to P4. So they had gained a 2-second advantage to P2. Well, that is all gone again, and Uday will try to recreate what he did just a couple of laps ago. Oh, just been less than, we've had what, less than 2 laps of actual racing, and we've already lost 5 of our drivers, 6 of our drivers. Oh, what a shame, what a shame.
Well, I cannot believe what we have witnessed here. What a bit of drama, what a bit of action here already. It all started when Ace's Scoop, I believe, had a contact with Miss, and Miss could not make the turn 1 there, and he had to go cut the corner. He waited to, join back safely. And I believe I'm not sure what happened. He might have lost traction. He might have not seen the car in rear, but he did lose the car and went into the wall. He was the one to TNF there, and even just before that lap we had seen Swagger Turbo not able to make the race restart. He had TNF in the straight itself even before making it in turn 1.
Well, like I said, turn 1 would be a very, very big problem, as I think everyone knew coming into this race, and they have still not managed to clear that out.
Well, yeah, we see Ritesh on the softs. He probably has a chance to pit, but I believe he has decided not to pit because he is already crossed the pit lane entry as well as exit. He does have 5 seconds. I think it was a perfect chance for him to serve the 5 seconds as well as move on for the hards. If he had a fresh sort of hards at this moment, he would have definitely made it till the end of the race.
Yep.
And that would have been a perfect strategy for him to make comeback in this race.
Yeah, I don't know what the Alfa Romeo driver is thinking right now. I definitely think he should just quit and go for the heart, because he will have one more lap. They're not bunched up and we haven't had the message yet. So I think he can definitely make up that time, because these guys are going at 100 kilometers an hour. He can go 3 times that speed on the straights. And lose his 5 seconds, which will cost him very dearly, because we saw in the sprint race all of them were very closely packed because of course, the last moment safety car. Yeah, I think
Yeah, and we see Ace Scoop and Mohan going into the pits. Ace Scoop did have some wing damage, and I think it's a perfect time for the medium runners to think about going on for hards there. And I'm not sure what is stopping them, but yeah, it's definitely possible. I would say they can definitely make it till the end, and that is what Mohan and Ace Scoop are doing right now.
Yeah, I still do not understand what Ritesh is doing, but well, maybe he has something up his sleeve with those soft tires. Wait and watch. Oh,
Up, I see. Yeah, some incident even in safety car. I think Mohan gained position, but yeah, there was some switching of positions. Mohan hopefully did not slow. His red has been dead there in safety car,
Oh
and he
no!
has lost it for red for the Ferrari there. That's I believe at the end of turn 7. Yes, it's pretty much straight, but this car positioning is I am unable to understand what has happened there. It is impossible to be in that position there. That's very strange, and it's not even just after the turn. It's on a straight. It's comparatively on a straight there.
I think he lost it on the exit, tried to correct to the right, overcorrected, and then quickly tried going hard left, which is probably what I think that's the only explanation that I have.
Yeah, we see the safety car is in this lap, and we got to see that the top 4 of our drivers have the wings intact, and they do not have any damage. So yeah, like Alex said, it's probably something that Slowy has done on himself. It all comes down to Uday again, who is in charge of the lobby restart, and sorry, the safety car restart, and Uday is going to hold on for a few seconds as he goes, and he decides to go. Good is Bacon is caught sleeping there. Jinan making the most out of it, but he has overtaken it just before the finish line, I believe. But well, yeah, we are underway again. Jinan has lost the position to E-Dog, and he decides to stay back into the turn 1 and 2, and dead shot, not getting the sausage curb. Lean Sipper losing a bit of traction there. AQQ is aware of the car, and he decides to slow down, giving gap to Deadshot, who has lost a position just now to Lean Sipper, and he has and he is losing positions left, right, and center. Ritesh with the softs charging up already on AQQ, and he, just as we said, he has lost the position, and his car is off track, making it back in. And we see the Red Bull as well as the House of Aces Coupe, 3 cars who have spun, and all 3 of them are pretty much involved in different incidents there, but all of them are in the same turn, have met in the same turn.
Yeah, well, that was a very weird sort of coincidence that all 3 of them managed to spin. I think the first one, Ritesh, had contact with someone, which I think
AQK, yeah, it was in the McLaren AQK ahead, and well, Aces Coupe and Red Bull had another separate contacts, and maybe Lynn Saper was it who has lost lost the car in the parabolic. Yeah, he has lost the traction there all by himself, and he has nothing to blame but himself. Decides to pit, I believe. Yeah, he's changing his mind, but he decides to pit. He has already dropped down to the positions, and he can finally pit for hards and hope that, yeah, well, he can make it till the end. Hopefully, he does not have wing damage. Vinay is able to get the most out of it this time, and he is up to P16. At the race start, he was, I believe, around P15. Well, so far, great race for Vinay, who is on almost a good strategy. He can hold on these mediums for as long as he wants, wait for the safety car if there is any, and go for the hards.
I think he's only on 5-lap old mediums. I think he can stretch it to maybe 10 more laps and then go into the softs, because 7 laps is still definitely something the softs can do without really losing delta time comparative to the mediums or the hards. And
Yeah.
yeah, if he does a good job of holding on to pace right now, staying right behind that shot, the overcut could in fact work for him, because they will obviously be on. I think most of the cars ahead will be on hards.
Yes.
Let's get stopped before and
Yeah.
go on the mini softs or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that should be the strategy as of now. And we see AQK getting the fastest lap on the mediums. And just as we talk about it, Red Bull drive Mohan sending it down the inside of the parabolic. Almost caught Shub Kumar going wide off. He could have probably sent it, but decides to back out, getting better exit, aim to get better exit, and both of them are in line and making the turn 1. Mohan is charging down. now Shub Kumar does not make the turn. We have a retirement there. Lean Zipper Desai has binned it again in Ascari, and that is safety car again.
Can we go on board Shub Kumar real quick? 1 second.
I don't think we will be able to know if he has wing damage, but yeah, I think he was safe because it was just on the turn. He basically missed his breaking point. I think it's a cold. Oh my god, when did this happen? He does not have a front wing. He is on hards, and his strategy is ruined. He has to pit for the front wing, and of course for the tires, and he just has to make it. I think if you try and if he can make it as of now, yeah, it's probably racing for 14 laps. And yeah, as of now, we can pit. Yeah, he can definitely think of pitting now.
I don't know. I'm not very sure about this, but if you pick the hardest selection, don't you get 2 hard tires or something?
Yes, we do. But it's you have to see if he has 2 hards. Yeah, I see the medium runners deciding to pit. This is the perfect time for them, but unfortunately, Uday decides not to pit, and he wants to keep the hold of the lead. I'm not sure what is going on in his mind because Jiran behind him is on hards, and he can definitely hold on to it. But Uday cannot think of doing that. He's already on the old 11 laps. He should have pit, and other drivers knowing having better game sense, they're definitely gonna make most out of it. And just as we're talking about dry race, we see some overcast condition right now. There are some clouds hovering above us, and the sun is gone for sure. But we're not sure if it's going to rain, but it's probably overcast till the end of the race.
Well, call me an optimistic, but I think what has happened is Uday has seen the conditions, the overcast clouds, and asked the weatherman if there is going to be rain, and maybe he has said yes in a few minutes. Well, I know I am part of the Ferrari team, and I want to see them do well even in Tier 3. Well, let's hope that's what he's done. Or this is a very, very big strategic blunder, like Ferrari in real life right now. I'm sorry.
Like Ferrari in real life, just how Slowy Red also had bended earlier today in safety car. That too, unfortunate for him. We are in safety car right now, and we can confirm that the safety car is going to go on for one more lap and probably the last lap because the driver should be able to catch up by the end of it. And strategy wise, everyone are set till the end of the race except for Uday and Ace Scoop, I believe, who do have to pit. Of course, the Red Bull car driver and Jinan. Sorry, so 4 of these drivers have to pit. They Jinan and Red Bull car driver can hold on, easily and wait for another safety car, maybe probably till lap 20, and just pit for softs. But we do not want to jinx Red Bull car driver because he started at P20. He started the sprint race at P20. He was the first one to catch up in the incident and DNF. He is up to P3. He has somehow made it safely and securely up to P3 as of now.
Well, let's just go away from him. We do not want to jinx him. We want him to have a good race.
At least one race, yes.
Yep. He deserves it. He's had very, very good pace. It's just been very unlucky. Even Mohan has, I don't know, this race, I told you it was going to be very crazy. You cannot say someone is last and then decide even at lap 15 they're going to finish last because, well, we have examples of Red Bull car driver and Mohan right here in front of us. So I think they were very far down the order. I think Mohan spun lost it into, I don't remember what.
Lap 5 itself, yeah, it was at the start of the race, and we have the safety car notification that it is going to be in this lap. All the drivers have caught up. Here's the interesting thing to see: the overcast condition is going to not give them the temperature, the moderate temperature, the ideal temperatures that they want. They're gonna have to work for it. They're gonna have to weave bit more, bit faster to get the ideal temperatures into their tires. It's Uday again leading the pack and going for the safety car restart again. He's probably gonna resume where he had done that, and we see him go full throttle, as well as here Spam and Jinan is able to react that, and some motion has been did again. P4 to he lost it in parabolic. The cold tires kicking in. No, he decides to pit at the start of race restart. Uday is able to hold that position. Jinan is not far off, and we see AQK dog going side by side, and there is contact on AQK. Dead shot going that a bit of damage. Dead shot gains the position of him. AQK has lost all the positions that he had. He is down to P10 from P5. Again, what a chaotic race restart.
This is definitely not good for McLaren. The constructors, they're fighting.
We see the Alfa Romeo of Ritesh and Vinay going side by side. Vinay is not able to make the turn, and he also deserves. He is being punished, and he loses one more position, and probably another from Good is vacant. Ritesh holding that position in the hards, in the fresh hards, I would say. And Vinay just unfortunate that he missed the turn that, and he has lost about 5 positions there. Shubh Kumar is back in the race, back again hunting, and as of now we see him hunting the car of Ritesh there. He is very close to him, probably spamming the ERS, but I'll tell you what, the DRS is disabled for now, and they're gonna have to wait for 2 more laps until it is enabled.
The good part of it being Monza is, well, it is all straights and the braking points are very heavy. So even if you do spam ERS, you can, unlike on other tracks, retrieve the ERS quite quickly. The thing is,
Shubh Kumar is unable to decide whether he has to spam more of ERS or not, but he is able to make the turn, and into the turn 2 he goes. He gets a position off from Ritesh, who is on hards, but Ritesh gets a better exit off turn 2, and he is already behind him. So Shubh Kumar has to spam a bit of ERS to keep the hold of that position, and as of now he has made the position. He's already up to P6 there. The fast stint working out well for him there.
yeah, he made a very good, he made a good move, good decision to spam the ERS then, because otherwise he would just be held up for another few laps with the dirty air, because, well, he is going to pull a gap. He's on the quicker tires compared to Ritesh. Of course, Ritesh's tires would probably still be heating up, would still be getting to their prime.
What a great exit by Jinan there, but had to miss that turn there. He probably got a warning for that, but he's already on to Uday's old 14 lap mediums, and we see the tires kicking, the tire difference and the tire weight kicking in right now. Jinan can definitely be on this stint for now, but Uday with 15 laps old, probably 6 of them were under safety car, but yeah, he definitely has to keep an eye on his tire wear there, and no, hopefully does not spin. And yes, we did have the notification that DRS is enabled. Red Bull ka driver was 1.2 seconds off, and he is now within the DRS of Jinan, and so is E-Dog. We have a DRS raid for 4 people, for 4 cars right now, and Uday seems to be losing bit of time in sector 2, and we have to just see if he is gonna lose time again. Very close contact between AQK and Ace Scoop. Did not have contact. AQK was able to react, and yet again he was able to react in the at the end of Rouge, that is turn 7, and well, he is behind him, but with very low percentage of ERS, but he does have the DRS advantage now, and he probably will be aiming to get the position, or yeah, he's gonna decided to that. He's just gonna cruise. Oh no, he has decided to make the move again. Breaks a bit late, but makes a turn, goes a bit wide. He definitely gonna get the warning for that. But however, he has made the turn, and he has got the position off from Ace Scoop. He is up to P8. And we move back to Jinan, who is already charging on Uday. The DRS should be enabled right about now. Shubh Kumar getting the fastest lap, and that shows that he is also charging on the car of Williams. That is E-Dog. He's aiming for the P4. Jinan and the Ferrari going side by side. The contact not helping Jinan. He has lost positions. He has lost time. He has lost traction as well. And Jinan is down to P3. Red Bull car driver finally being credited for having patience, and the move were perfect for him. He pretty much did not have to do it. And just as we said, he is the one to go wide off track. Red Bull driver closes the door for Jinan, who tried to go outside off him. And E-Dog, just as fact, makes a turn 6 and 7. Shubh Kumar is not far away. We had seen him, and he does have the DRS. All of the top 5 drivers have the DRS, and Shubh Kumar is very close to E-Dog. He is around the outside, and hopefully E-Dog considers him, gives him space. That's a warning again, I would say. Shubh Kumar, the dirty air, not good for him. Gets a very good exit against E-Dog, who is on hards, but just not enough to make the move in the last turn 11. The parabolic very close to E-Dog, and he has to take the P5 as the lap ends, and the DRS is going to be enabled, and we move back. Jinan, all the top 5 cars again in the DRS. Red Bull car driver going in the inside at turn 1. Just not enough pace as of now, and he has to be holding that position. He is P2. Enan riding the sausage curbs yet again. This time covers well, and he does not lose that position off to Shubh Kumar, who is again holding on that P5, who is definitely charging, who has to keep an eye on the ERS, probably has to save a bit. And now, just as we see, Uday has lost a bit of time there. He had a 1 second gap, and I think it was the Belarus where he had lost time, and our Red Bull car driver has made it very close, and he's already down with 0.2 seconds, and the DRS is going to be enabled. He has 60% of ERS. It should be a comfortable move for Red Bull car driver, but it's probably going to be at the end of turn 9 there. But no, he decides that he's going to stay back in the DRS of Uday. He's not going to hunt both of them on the same number of laps out, but at different tire stains. Uday has to make a decision at first when he has to pit. Red Bull car driver probably can stay out as long, comparatively more than Uday for sure. That was very close between both of them having a different line, and we see Red Bull car driver getting a good exit. The red light flashing off Uday indicates that he is out of ERS. He does not have DRS. Red Bull car driver makes a move. He is the new race leader, and they go side by side into turn 1 and turn 2. Red Bull car driver, Uday is not able to make the turn. Red Bull car driver is not able to make the turn, and through goes E-Dog from P4 to P1 with a second of lead. And out of nowhere, even Shubh Kumar has gained 2 positions. Uday and Red Bull, both of them going side by side, has lost it. Let them go again. Red Bull car driver loses traction, bit of contact between both of them in turn 7. Ritesh is again in the right position. He was in the right position, right time, and he gets the position off from Red Bull car driver. In just 2 sectors, Red Bull car driver goes from P1 to P6. And we see Shubh Kumar making the position finally off from Jinan. He is up to P2, and he is charging for that P1 off from E-Dog there.
That was very, very aggressive closing the door by Uday. I think he should have left a little more space there, even with the second bit of contact they had before the Lesmos. Ritesh as well making a move into P4. I think after the pit stops, I think these guys, the top two, and Ritesh will be our podium sitters for now, with AQK in I think he'll be rounding off the top 4. Oh, and
So they're
that was
missing the
off
turn again.
again.
Red Bull driver has been compensated with loss of time there. He was able to react to that, but AQK also caught up in that. He is very close to Red Bull driver. Is definitely gonna be charging for that move. He does has comparatively fresher tires there, but yeah, Ode not able to hold on to those mediums of 19 lap old. I'm not sure on what percentage they are, but I can definitely see he's not able to make the important turns right.
Yeah, those mediums are definitely not feeling their best right now. I think he's just biting the bullet and staying out, trying to hold up these guys so that he can fight with them when he comes out on the softs, I presume, which is what I presume he will go on to, considering that, well, he's taken the effort to stay out this long. As Mamu gets a brilliant exit out of Askari, is not even using the ERS. That is the grip difference that we have on these old. Oh, yeah, that's definitely the traction. I think the smart move right now is just to pit right now.
AQQ was very close in between. It looked like he was between both of them, and yeah, he is losing time as of now. Good is Bacon able to react to that, and he gets gained that position from him. And Shub Kumar is our race leader. He gets a position off from E Dog in the lap 21. Finally, Shub Kumar, who was in the last position at the start of the race, is made it up to P1. What a drive so far from him. We'll just have to wait and see if he is able to hold on this. He does not have to pit, neither does E-Dog, whereas Jinan definitely does. He has to hope for a safety car. Ritesh is also in a great position there. Red Bull car driver did a good move on Uday there, but right now has to decide when he has to pit, and we see the yellow flags in sector 1. That is Mohan, who has spun in his own in sector 1, and there was yellow flag momentarily. Ace Scoop versus Deadshot. Deadshot decides to brake bit early, or it was Ace Scoop who decides to brake late, but Ace Scoop makes a turn very easily and gets the move done. Great stuff from him. With the old mediums there of that too of 16 lap, and he has managed to create a comfortable gap between both of them. Deadshot not having enough percentage ERS, and I think that should be enough for him. And Red Bull car driver finally decides to pit. It's with just 5 laps of racing. He can definitely think of going for softs, and he does. Deadshot gaining the position from Ace Scoop. Both of them side by side. Ace Scoop versus Deadshot, and Deadshot is able to save his car from the traction that he had lost, and he will have to try again for the move. Ace Scoop is able to hold on to that mediums of 17 lap old. He is the only driver with those with those old mediums. And speaking of old mediums, we do have old hards as well. That is Jinan, who is yet to pit, who is on hards of 21 lap old. He is definitely waiting for the safety car, and safety car is probably these are the ending stages, so it's just about 2 or 3 laps in which the safety car can come out, after which Jinan has to finally decide that he has to pit, and he probably gonna come down in between P10, I believe. And yeah, that's gonna be a bit unfortunate that there was no safety car for him, but yeah, he decides to pit. He is able to not get the 5 seconds time penalty. He can definitely go for the softs there. Shub Kumar creating a huge gap there out of nowhere. He got the position in lap 21. Now he has created about 2 seconds gap. He is away from the DRS. He is way away from the DRS for E-Dog, and even E-Dog has very less percentage of ERS, so it's pretty much Shub Kumar leading the pack for now and in control of this race.
Yeah, I think down the order, even E-Dog has had a very good race. He's looking for a definite P2 unless there are mistakes, of course, ahead or with himself. So has Ritesh done a very good recovery job back up to P3. Good as Bacon is definitely going to be struggling, as we saw Uday struggle on those old mediums. Well, maybe not as much as Uday because he's on lesser fuel. He started with them at a lesser weight with the car, but AQK is going to charge up. He's going to definitely try for that P4 from his teammate because, well, he does have the advantage. He will be having the advantage of tires towards the end. As what is it? Why is Shubh Kumar pitting? Oh no! He has decided to pit from the lead of the race, which is
We did see him that the car was an AI. I'm not sure what is happening. If the AI has taken control of him,
oh
it
no,
is definitely going to pit him. I did see someone getting disconnected. I did not see who it was, but that is the most unfortunate incident for Shub
no.
Kumar. The AI taking control of the car. E-Dogs gets the race, gets the position from him. Red Bull car driver getting the fastest lap, and he is definitely going to get the point for that because he is on in the top 10. Can we go on board E-Dog to see? Can we go on board E-Dog? Yeah, so his car is not disconnected. It's just the Shubh Kumar, and I'm not sure how the AI was able to react and why the AI was able to react. What kind of strategy the AI decided that. Yeah, in the few laps of race that is left, it has decided that Shubh Kumar should be on the fresher softs, and well, that is pretty much for him. And I think he's gonna lose the position that from Vinay as well, probably in a lap or two. And we can see that E-Dog is now pretty much in control of the race, and Jinan sending it. Oh, he sends it in the down the inside, made the turn, but it looked like he had break mid apex, which caught Vinay off guard, and there was wing flying. Vinay has lost his end plate as well as time. Yeah, we see a bit of contact. Red Bull car driver sends it down the inside, gets a position from him. The fastest stops working out for him. He gets a position as well. Well, he does have the fastest lap as well, so that's an extra point for him. Yune has to pit because we did see here the wings were flying, but with just 2 laps to go, I'm not sure if that was the ideal situation to do. It's probably that he has decided that he wants to go for the fastest lap point.
Yep, I think that is. I mean, I don't think that's very sensible because I think P11 and 12. I think there's a more than 1 point gap between those positions. Oh, but Mohan has decided to pit as well. So, well, I mean, he's not losing positions and he's trying to go for the fastest lap. It's I don't know what. He's nothing to lose anymore since, well, Mohan is pit as well. But before he knew Mohan is pit, I would, if I was winner, I would definitely not have taken that.
Yeah, AQQ getting the better exit even though he's on a slow stint and he is charging down good is bacon. But I'll tell you what, he does have the time penalty, which is again going to put him back to his position where he is right now. Can we have the? Can we get to know what amount of time penalty he has, Sai? Yeah, it is 5 seconds. So even Ace Scoop is going to aim for that. He has to gain about 0.8 seconds with just 2 laps of racing left. We are in lap 26. E-Dog having a comfortable lead. Ritesh, who is on P2 right now, 2 seconds off of him. Good as Pekin, who had a very mixed race so throughout the sprint as well as the main race, and good as bacon is back on to P3. It is definitely going to be good for the McLaren boys here, and both of them are very close. I hope they do not have a somewhat situation like what we seen from Haas earlier today. We saw Mist getting DNF in turn 1, and the ghosted car of Uday, is it Shubh Kumar? Yeah, Red Bull car driver is able to make a move on the ghosted car of Shubh Kumar. Shubh Kumar is down to P9, and I think that is probably where he's going to settle down for tonight. AQK is happy for now. He's probably going to be happy. I don't think he should overtake because he has a DRS advantage. And if he wants Ace's Scoop to be not within his 5 seconds, he should have stayed within the DRS of Good is Bacon. But right now, AQK has gotten the position and and that gives Good is Bacon the DRS advantage, and he is easily going to get that position from him.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with you. I think that was very silly on the part of the McLaren driver AQK.
Yellow flag, and it's Red Bull who has lost his front wing, but holds the top P10. Jinan is able to get the position from him, who is 3 seconds off. But we saw that Red Bull does not have any wings. It's probably the right time where Red Bull gives you wings.
I saw that one coming. Well, Ace Scoop slowly gaining. I think he's gained 4 tenths on him this lap. This is his last chance to do so. I think Ascari will be the last traction point, and Parabolica maybe, but we don't see many people making mistakes there on, on fresh tires.
Oh, and the fastest lap goes to Mohan. The Red Bull driver missing on it. He did have the point, extra point, I would say. But now that Mohan has gotten the fastest lap, it's not going to be credited into Red Bull driver. And we see the final driver, that is as the first driver, E-Dog, getting the checkered flag, is our race winner for tonight, followed by Ritesh, who has also done phenomenal job today. Goris Bacon, who is away at 4 seconds off from Ritesh, gets the podium, the final podium position. AQK getting the 5-second time penalty is down to P5. He is able to make it because Ace Scoop is about more than a second away from AQK. From Ace Scoop, and the time penalties is affecting the drivers, that is P8, 9, and 11. And we can, if Mohan can gain about 0.4 seconds in the final sector, he should be able to get the position. And yes, we see that it's a bit of drama still going on. Fight for the P11 as of now. Vinay and Mohan is within the time penalty of the Vinay's car, and I think it should be easy, quite comfortable for Mohan to get that P11 off from Vinay.
Yeah, well, that was a very, very, very chaotic race. All throughout, we had damage, we had DNF, and we have only 12 cars finishing, which says a lot in itself. We lost 8 cars out. Ritesh getting the driver of the day, which, well, in my opinion, I think it is deserved, but I think we also have to look at E-Dog and E-Dog. I think E-Dog was a very good performance as well. Until he retired, Slowy was also very, very quick. But well, to get those points, you need to finish.
Well, we had everything in this weekend's race for Tier 3. We had enters for the OSQ, we had wets for the sprint race, and we had the dry stint for our main race. We've seen overtakes, we have seen people getting drive through, we have seen multiple safety car and safety car restarts. It was great stuff from all the drivers all around, except for the incidents that were made between the drivers. And there we have it. E-Dog. Can we have the results of the weekend? Can we switch to that tab, Sai? Yeah, let's just see who made it most out of it. Well, E-Dog not able to score anything in sprint race, gets 25 points in this race because he is P1. Goodis Bacon is able to make most out of this weekend is P2, and Ritesh is P3, net P3 for this weekend. Can we again go back to the race results just to see who are our top 3? Yeah, it is E-Dog who is going to be joining us for the podium interview. Along with him, Ritesh and Godes Bacon. That completes our podium, and the Shubkumar somehow was able to get the P7. The last we saw, he was on P9. Great race from him till he got disconnected. Unfortunately, there, unfortunate end for Red Bull driver there, but he did manage to gain 10 positions from the race. He ends up getting P10, and most of the unfortunate incidents for Mist, Swagger Turbo, Slow E-Red, we all had seen this at the start of the race, and unfortunate weekend for them. Probably they can look back ahead for, they should not look back and probably, think for the next race that they have and move on.
Well, yep. I think Shubh Kumar is really going to be kicking himself, and if he can find his internet provider, he's definitely going over and having a very, very, very long conversation with him about what happened to his net right then. It was just 5 laps more, man. It was just 5 laps more. It was a solid race for him. It was looking like a very comfortable win there. But well, things happen.
Yeah, so we are waiting for our podium runners to join our VC, and we should be up with the podium interview soon.
Yep, I think we have. Well, we're waiting for all of them to join yet. Uh,
Simply, can we have our third podium runner?
yep. Good is break it. That's
On it.
Yeah, please. Just to remind our viewers, we are waiting for Good is Bacon to join the VC, who is our final podium winner for tonight. Uh, that was a great race weekend for the Tier 3 drivers. A lot of action that we had seen did not give us a minute to breathe.
yeah.
Great stuff from everyone there.
Yep, great stuff, great stuff. I mean, I feel bad for the guys who did DNF because well, they missed out on a very, very entertaining race with a chance to get very good points if they just avoided collisions. Because as we saw, I mean, Mamu still didn't have a very good race, but he did gain 10 positions just by staying clear of all the incidents.
Yeah, until the unfortunate incident that happened in the ending few laps. Just
Yep.
to remind our viewers that you can definitely take part in our league racing as well. You just have to join our Discord server and you can get the invite from our website, that is indianracingcommunity.co.in. The link is there in the description. Join, and you can also sign up for F122. And this is also a reminder to everyone that our ACC season is going to start from 26th of May, and the registration for that has also started. We do have our podium runners here, I believe.
Yep.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. So we'll start with a P3 position, that is Good is Bacon. Great race from you, Good is Bacon. Tell us about the race start that he had in the main race.
Yeah, so of course, sprint I won quite, by a margin, pretty comfortable. The race was far from that. In lap one, lap one, I think there was some contact which led me to dropping off pole position. Then later on, under a safety car, I was unexpectedly hit by the Ferrari driver, which gave me damage. So whilst driving with damage the whole time, I put a very long stint on the mediums and just happy to come home in P3.
Yeah, we saw you holding those mediums quite a few laps there, and this race start that is starting 7 laps was definitely not the ideal thing for you, but great comeback drive from that from the position that you were in lap 7, and you have made it to P3 in lap 27. Tell us about the second safety car. What kind of strategy was in your mind at that moment?
Yeah, so of course I wasn't expecting to lose my wing. So I just sorry, I did not lose my wing actually. My apologies, but I wasn't expecting to be hit. So and later on I lost my wing, which just led me to I was driving with wing damage, so I decided not to box for sorts in the end because why lose the places? Track conditions were.
Well, yeah, unfortunate about that. Great stuff from you this weekend. We do have to, have a conversation on Miami qualifying as well, because that was a great qualifying from you. And I think you both were separated just by 1,000th of a second. But yeah, we'll definitely get back to that when we have the redo of that. We move on to Ritesh. Ritesh bhai, आपको second position मिला है, and आप मेरे को क्या बता सकते हैं कि शुरू के 5 लैप में आपके साथ एक इंसिडेंट हुआ था एंड आप पूरा पीछे आ गए थे डैमेज की वजह से। क्या आप बता सकते हैं वो इंसिडेंट के बारे में?
हाँ बिल्कुल, वो क्योंकि टर्न 1 पे जब मैंने ब्रेक किया तो मेरे को पीछे से बिल्कुल किसी ने उड़ा दिया, तो कोई चांस ही नहीं था मेरे पास। मेरा पूरा फ्रंट विंग गायब था और एक बार को मैंने सोचा कि बिना फ्रंट विंग के ही चलाते हैं कि यार क्या ही फर्क पड़ता, बट फर्क पड़ रहा था।
वो तो दिखा, टाइम लॉस में थोड़ा बहुत था
हाँ।
एंड आपका साइड बाय साइड रेसिंग एकदम आज लाजवाब था। एटलीस्ट जितना हमने देखा है, आज बहुत ही क्लोज रेस चला रहे थे एंड आपने बहुत अच्छा फायदा उठाया है आपकी पोजीशन का। कार पोजीशनिंग आपकी बहुत सही रही आज और ये हफ्ते बहुत बहुत बधाई हो आपको P2 के लिए। बहुत अच्छा रेस और रिजल्ट मुबारक आपको।
थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू।
एनीथिंग फ्रॉम यू एलेक्स?
यस रितेश भाई, मैंने कल आपको क्या बोला था, आप पोडियम लाओगे और आपने लाया ये P2, जो आई मीन बहुत लाजवाब है। आप P13 P14 गिर गए थे बाय द एंड ऑफ इन द मिडल इन लैप 10 आई थिंक, एंड वेल आपका कमबैक ड्राइव, आपका
मतलब
कंसिस्टेंसी।
काफी लैप मैं पीछे रहा हूँ, मेरे को भी नहीं बहुत विश्वास हो रहा है कि P2 कैसे आऊँ, बट या मतलब था कि आ सकते हैं, क्योंकि मुझे लग रहा था इतनी अच्छी वहाँ पे मतलब सेफ्टी कार इतनी सारी आ रही है, तो एक अच्छी स्ट्रेटजी चाहिए थी, तो उस हिसाब से हार्ड टास्क बचे हुए थे, तो मुझे पता था कि काफी सारे लोग जाएंगे पिट में, तो वो अच्छा काफी रहा मेरे साथ कि पहले से हार्ड टास्क थे तो काफी न्यू रहे, तब काफी सारे ओल्ड लोग थे जो आगे चल रहे थे और उन्होंने पिट भी नहीं कराया था कुछ लोगों ने आगे, तो उसका फायदा मिला बिल्कुल एंड में मेरे को।
ऑफ कोर्स सेफ्टी कार आपके लिए परफेक्ट टाइमिंग पे आई थी।
हाँ बिल्कुल, वरना इतने तो फ्रंट विंग मैंने तोड़ा है इस रेस में, तो क्या ही बोलूंगा।
जी, बहुत-बहुत बधाई आपको P2 के लिए और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि आपके साथ फिर से पोडियम इंटरव्यू हो नेक्स्ट वीक फिर और आप सेम रिजल्ट फिर से ले आए।
सेम नहीं, आई थिंक मैं फर्स्ट आना चाहता हूँ नेक्स्ट वीक। ठीक है,
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल।
थैंक यू लेक्स।
Right. And we finally move on to the race winner for our round 6 of Monza tonight. E-Dog, as we have seen in the in-game name, but EP10 is here. And what a race from EP10. I'll come back to first we'll start with the sprint race. I'll have to ask what happened at the in the lap 2. I believe there was definitely some positions lost from your side.
Yeah, in sprint, I lost some positions because usually I'm not that great at race starts. So I don't mind losing a couple of positions at the start, but there was some damage for the cars in front, and I eventually got through. But obviously, internet being internet, it went to hell, and yeah,
Yeah.
I had to take it whatever I got in the end.
Well, yeah, I believe at the end of sprint race you were disconnected, but however, for the race start you were able to make the most out of it. Speaking of the race restart, again we had seen some side by side action from you. It was really great and interesting to watch, even between you and Lean Sipper. I believe it was in the lap 1 itself, and the safety car was out and. What was going on? Were there any team orders during that moment?
Not really, because he wasn't on the voice chat, so I couldn't like coordinate with him like I did in my previous races. So it was sort of like driving blind with the team, and I knew he was not going to back down because on the race restart, we were going side by side. So I was like, okay, you know what? He's got a 5 second penalty. Let him have it, and let's just be patient. And surely the moment will come. And I was expecting safety cars anyway, and yeah, that patience worked for me this time.
Yeah, we all saw it did. You did start the race around P14, and in the lap 5 itself, you and the your teammate were able to make it in the top 6. And after that, you have held on to it really well. But it did not look like you would be able to make it as P1 as the winner of this race. Well, we saw some incident between the Red Bull car driver and Uday, and that was probably the time where you have gained more advantage. Can you tell what was going on in your mind at that moment?
Yes, so whenever it's now in the back of my head, like if Red Bull car driver is there, I just got to be careful because we've been having quite a few incidents, and I didn't want one more in Monza because it would just be like this psychological damage that it would cause. So I just was like, okay, let's just be patient again. And at turn one, I believe it was, they had an incident and we were side by side. And I knew that if I just like, back out, try to make a switcheroo if I could. And that exactly worked how I thought in my head. And the minute I saw some contact between them, I knew that was my chance. And I had to grab it with both hands.
Well, yeah, great patience from them and very well awarded. Final question to you from my side. This is off the record. How happy were you when you saw Shub Kumar being disconnected?
I couldn't believe my eyes because I was constantly checking with the engineer, like what are his tires, and he was on old tires and 10 lap old. So I was like, maybe towards the last 2 laps he might lose pace or something. But it just happened that okay, great, he just went in. Just
Yeah,
made my life easier.
well, yeah, very unfortunate for Shub Kumar because he was looking very in control of the race till that incident happened. Anything from you, Alex?
No, it was overall a very, very good drive, very consistent, very clean. You kept your nose, you kept your head, you kept your nose clean, you kept your calm head. You did a very good job there. I mean, of course, you get lucky with Shub Kumar, but otherwise, the P2 was still a very, very good result for you. Congratulations on the podium, on the win.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, congratulations to everyone. That is it from our side, the IRC team for tonight. But hold on, it is not over yet for the week. We do have two more tiers of racing left tomorrow. That is the tier 2, which is going to be streamed at 2:30 p.m. And the fastest drivers of IRC would be racing at 8 p.m. tomorrow. That is the tier 1. And we are going to have a sprint weekend again in Monza, where the weather is definitely going to play a good part. Just as today we saw hybrid strategy, hybrid setup that came into play. And well, just reminding everyone that you can also take part in our league racing. Just have to sign up on the website, get the Discord invite, and join us having fun. Well, this is IRC team signing out for today. See you tomorrow.